All right, guys, today I'm going to offer you further proof of the increasing power and influence of you, the LockSport community. For you new guys, you may not realize that not long ago we couldn't find top-of-the-keyway tensioners. So we started asking, and slowly but surely manufacturers started putting them out. And then our numbers increased. And so then we asked for different gauges of picks. Now today, most of the manufacturers offer at least 2, some of them as many as 4 different gauges or thicknesses of picks for those paracentric keyways. A lot more choices today. We started asking at Bogotas. It's the most common pick used to rake open locks. Why isn't it included in every single pick kit? And today, it is in almost every single pick kit that you buy. And lastly, top of the keyways, why should we buy them separate? They should be included in the kits. It's such a common tool today. And now they are. Most manufacturers include top of the keyway. So the power and influence, the manufacturers are paying attention to you guys. This is more proof of that. A couple of months ago, we started looking at pinning kits. Why isn't there a decent, reasonably priced, high-quality pinning kit designed for the LockSport community? Well, today there is. And this is made by a rather name-brand company, Lab. These guys are famous for making pinning kits, like huge pinning kits for locksmiths. And when I say huge, I also mean very, very expensive. This kit is not a complete repinning kit designed for locksmith. This is for us, the LockSport community. When you open it up, what you'll find was, first of all, a nice solid plastic case. It's almost like a pistol case. Solid lock on the front, slide it open, and everything is well protected, well separated, and of course, well documented here on the top. It's a little plastic tray. I believe this was only for shipping. And on the top, you'll notice we have different lengths. And right away, you notice there's 26 different compartments, and they're all clearly labeled. We start on the top right here with the longest spool pin, so 0.32 inches. Sorry, guys, it's not in metric, but you can do the conversion and write it in there. And then it goes across like this, and then all the way down to the smallest spool pin, which is 0.155. Then we start up with this longest serrated located right here, and it progresses down like this to the shortest serrated located here. Why do you need all these different sizes? Well, if you're repinning, let's say you're a landlord and you got a bunch of apartments, you want a smooth, reliable lock so that your tenants don't complain. And the way you do that is if you have a short key pin, you want to put in a long driver pin. So the length of the key pin plus the length of the driver pin should be equal in each of the cylinders of the lock. And that way the key's not going to get stuck when you either pull it in or slide it in. Slide it in or pull it out. By using these measurements, that's how you do that. That's if you're rekeying, but we're not landlords, we're LockSporters. So we can also use this to our advantage. I don't want each cylinder the same. I want wide variations in resistance in each of the cylinders. And I can use this to my advantage as well. I've got a short key pin. I might want to put in a short driver pin as well. One of these little short guys so that you can barely detect it. And in terms of the spring, there's a 27th slot here with a whole bunch of springs. I might use a half of a spring so you can barely detect any resistance. And I'm going to put directly adjacent to it, or maybe even surrounding it, 2 long key pins and 2 long driver pins, maybe with even doubled up springs to give that super spring effect. So that's how you'd use it. Now, let's take a look at these guys. We have a very long, I'm going to take the longest spool pin, which is 0.32, and then go down here and get the shortest, 0.155. And you can see, if I hold him up here and get some focus going, he's roughly half the length. But there's another difference. Notice on this guy, they want the full length, so the end of him is kind of blocked off, it's kind of squared off, whereas on this little guy, in order to get him that short, they had to actually file off the bottom of it, so it's nice and sharp. Now, in a commercial pin from a lock that a landlord would use, he's not going to serrate the chambers or put undercuts like we do. When you put undercuts or serrations, that sharp edge is much more likely to grab in there and get stuck than the squared off edge. Take a look at your serrated ones. This guy's like long enough to be a lightsaber. Again, 0.32 inch, and I'll grab the shortest one and put him right next to him. Now you see, not only is he half of the length, but if you look closely on this guy, I think there are, I'm trying to count through the camera, I think there are 5 serrations here, so 5 clicks for you click counters when you're picking serrations. Notice on this guy, there's only, looks like about 2. So if I really want to confuse somebody by putting a bunch of serrated, I'm going to vary the length to vary the number of clicks to really confuse them. I'm not going to put all 2 clickers or all 5 clickers in there and make their job easy. I'm going to make their job hard. Anyway, this is designed for the LockSport community. I'm curious, and this is where we ruin the video. Because as I'm looking at this, I noticed that there's all the information, and behind that is what looks like a sponge, a piece of foam. So as I said, I think that's for shipping. So we slide this dude down, and let's lock him. Let's ruin the video. Let's find out. This is a torture test. So it should not mix them up. And that's my fingers are crossed. Let's find out. See how well designed this lab kit is. I'm hesitant to even look. It worked. They're all in the slots they're supposed to be in. How many pins would I have had to sort out? Well, I didn't count every single one of them, but 26 different slots. And so I chose 2 slots that were kind of representative. This one looks like it's the emptiest of the slots that contain spool pins, and directly adjacent to it here, this looks to me like the fullest one. So I counted the pins in here, and there are 23 pins in that slot. And this one, for some reason, there are 47 different serrated pins. I don't know why. Maybe these are the most commonly used size. I really don't know. But let's do an average just to calculate the number of pins we get for 6250. Let's say there's 30 pins in each of these. There's 26 of them. That comes out to 780 pins at a minimum. I believe, based on how full these are, there are probably more than 800 pins, but I think that's probably a safe estimate. 800 pins, 6250. I'm going to put the direct link to learnlockpicking.com in the description. If you're interested in getting this kit, it's probably what I would consider to be a bargain. A great little kit with an awful lot of pins in there. This will keep you going for a very long time building those challenge locks. Appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe, stay legal, and let's give this thing away. I'm not even going to bother with the shipping thing when I send this to you. You want to win this thing? There's the website. Go to the website. In the middle of the page is a big purple bar that says Weekend Giveaway. Click it, register, and with a little bit of luck, your name will be grabbed out of the hat by my webmaster next Saturday. Appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe. Stay legal. If you like the idea of growing the LockSport community, please consider supporting the Lock Lab by either becoming a Patreon or clicking the join button below.